Hello, this is Bob Gray Sr. Welcome to Ministry Moments. Lord willing, every Friday at 3 p.m. Central Time, we'll be coming with this broadcast on Ministry Moments. And today, I want to talk to you about leadership and give you some thoughts I have about it, some things that I, through the years, have taught to young pastors and young preachers and young leaders. And I hope that maybe this will be a blessing to you. Welcome to Ministry Moments now, every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time, and you be sure and join us. And if you can go to solvechurchproblems.com, you'll see all the past ministry moments, plus a whole lot of other things on that. That's a great website, and you'll love it if you go there and check it out. Subscribe now. That way, every week you'll be on top of your game with our broadcast. All right, here we go. Leadership. Leadership. First of all, effective leadership is earned. A title does not give you the leader's position with people. A title is a title, but you earn leadership. You know, every pastor would like to think if they ever did vote, they'd vote you right back in the position you have. We're not going to try it, but leadership is earned. And so by what you do, you earn the right to lead people. When it says about Abraham commanded his children, it doesn't say demanded his children. Abraham walked in such a way that he carried himself in such a way, boy, there was a wow factor. There was, woo, look at that factor. And that's exactly the way I felt about Dr. Lee Roberson. That's the way I felt about Lester Roloff, Curtis Hudson, Jack Hyles, and on I could go and name other people, John Rawlings and Jack Hudson in Charlotte, North Carolina. There was a wow factor there. It was the way they carried themselves that just commanded, it didn't demand, but it commanded your attention. First time I saw Dr. Rice walk in Grace Baptist Church, South Bend, Indiana, and I saw him walk in, I went, wow, there's something different about him, and I did not know at the time that was John Rice. Same thing with Dr. Jack Hyles. So leadership is earned. Number two, leadership is tolerant. The thing about leadership is that you are creating other leaders. You're not creating followers, you're creating leaders. And you're going to have to be tolerant in order to be able to do that. There's got to be a space factor to where you allow those that you're leading to grow into what God intended for them to be. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. So don't become upset or think that they're expendable because they're just not reaching their potential now. They have to grow just like a baby grows, just like a baby Christian, same thing. So number one, effective leadership is earned. Effective leadership is tolerant. Number three, effective leadership is methodical. In other words, they know the next step. They know where they've got to go. They know in order to accomplish something, I know the steps that are going to be taken to get there. A phrase that I love to use is considering the end. Hebrews chapter 13 talks about a leader considering the end. So when I preach a sermon, I go to the end and then back up to the beginning and then plod the sermon out to make sure I'm not veering to the left or the right or chasing rabbits, but I'm going to complete this sermon idea by, here's the end, this is where I'm headed, this is where I want to go. Then in my mind, I back up to here at the beginning, and then I plod methodically. I move toward the end of the sermon. That way, when I hand the sermon to the congregation, it's got a bow on top. It's all packaged and ready to go. Effective leadership is earned. Effective leadership is tolerant. Effective leadership is methodical. Effective leadership is consistent. Too many young preachers are looking for the easy way to do the work of God. There is no easy way. It's all hard. And that's why you've got to have the hide of a rhinoceros. And you've got to be able to plod. You've got to be able to keep going. God said to the children of Israel twice, he said, little by little, you'll take Canaan. Not going to happen, Canaan land. Not going to happen overnight. So you've got to be consistent. God said this about Solomon. What a great man, huh? God said about Solomon, I'm going to bless him. I'm going to bless him. But here's the condition. If he be constant. Got it? If he be constant. That's what God said about Solomon, that wise man. But he said, I'm worried about him. If he's inconsistent, and which he did become, by the way, but when he becomes inconsistent, I can no longer bless him. So consistency, standards the same. If anything, move to the right. Improve, don't change. And there's a vast difference. Change comes without doing anything. It's the law of thermodynamics. Everything deteriorates. Improvement's on purpose. On purpose. Live fish swim upstream. Dead fish float downstream. All right? So leadership is earned. Leadership is tolerant. We've got people, followers. We're trying to create leaders, not followers. Effective leadership is methodical. I know exactly the steps that I've got to take. Why? Because I paid attention to whose faith follow, Hebrews 13:7. I paid attention to Jack Hyles. I paid attention to Lee Robertson. I paid attention to Curtis Hudson. I paid attention to Jack Hudson and those men. I paid attention to them. All right? And then effective leadership is consistent, being constant. You should have to get up and apologize for, well, we've done it this way for so long, but I want to apologize because many of you have been hurt. You poor little snowflakes, you poor little babies. Not all the babies are in the nursery. A lot of them are sitting in pews. We just don't have Pampers big enough for them. Effective leadership is principle-based. Principle-based. Number 6, effective leadership is policy-based. We would always come up with policies. I didn't want to talk about personalities with the college, Texas Baptist College, or with our bus kid school, or with our other academy. No. We came up with effective policies and let the policy make the decision. That way there's nothing personal in it. All right, so let's review. Effective leadership is earned. Effective leadership is tolerant. Effective leadership is methodical. Effective leadership is consistent. Effective leadership is principle-based, not personality-based. Effective principle is policy-based. Develop policies, because we've seen how the devil has taken something and it hurt people's lives and so on. So we develop a policy. We had our own mission board, but we had our own mission policies, not those that BIMI had or others had. No, we had our own policies because we learned some things. Now, let me give you some applications to this, some things that you can do. All right, this is sort of a to-do list that'll help you to become that effective leader. Number 1, when you create and inspire, you're going to get the lead. When you create and inspire, you've got to do both. You have to create and you have to inspire. That way, that's a to-do list. Number 2, to rule simply means have the lead. So those that have the rule over you, that word just is deceiving in some ways, but it doesn't mean dictatorial type rule or tyrannical rule. It means lead. If you've got the lead on them, it'd be nice if you'd lead from the front, If you're going to preach soul winning, it'd be nice if you'd win souls yourself. All right, next, lead by example. This is the to-do part of this. When you want to create and inspire. Number 2, you want to have the lead, which gives you the rule. Number 3, you want to have the example of this is how it's done. And people will follow someone who provides the example a lot quicker than it will somebody that has just the exhortation or beating them over the head saying, you better do this. No, it's what I do, not what I say do, that's going to be effective. Next, security comes from stability. So if you want to secure your leadership role, then be a stable leader, not I feel so sorry for some of our church members. I really do, around the country. I really do. Pastor goes off to a meeting, comes back, changes everything. This goes on several months, and the poor people are sitting there saying, who are we this week? It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. I remember going to pastor school, and one of the staff members got up and really put the pressure on about a certain ministry. I mean, put the pressure on. And then at the end, had them stand. Who's gonna? Well, I didn't stand. And then on the bus ride back to the motel, they were whispering. They said, Dr. Gray, how come you didn't stand? I said, we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. So I'm going to provide some security for our people by having stability. If I start something, we're going to finish it. But if we're not ready to start it, then we're not going to do it. Holiness is knocking on heaven's door. Righteousness is knocking on sinner's door. Boy, this is so important. If you want to be the leader this is a to-do list, you knock on heaven's door and you knock on sinner's door. You spend time with God. You spend time with God, then you're ready to spend time with the unsaved and get them saved. Next, beg for God's power. You've got to beg. This is a to-do list now. You've got to beg for God's power. You have to beg for God's power. So let's back up. Leadership. Effective leadership is earned. Effective leadership is tolerant. Don't forget, we're creating future leaders, not future followers. All right? Effective leadership is methodical. I know where I'm headed, and I'm going to back up and make sure that I take this step. People are following me, and I'm going to be methodical in my leadership. Next, effective leadership is consistent. Don't forget what God said about Solomon. If he be constant, I'll bless him. Effective leadership is principle-based. Bible principles. Live by Bible principles. Bible principles, oh, they'll save you and your ministry many times over. It's like driving down the road. You got those cut out part of the road. If you veer a little bit, you get a little sleepy, you go thump, 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 thump. You just get back up. But in the middle, you got the metal thing. Thump, thump, thump. Means you're about to have a head-on collision. So here's the ditch. Here's the head-on collision. Principles keep me here. I'm staying on this principled road. I'm living by Bible principles. And the great leaders that I've known live by Bible principles. And last, effective leadership is policy-based. Policy-based. I hope this helped you. Ministry Moments every Friday at 3 o'clock Central Time. And I hope that you'll make this a part of your week. And don't forget about SolveChurchProblems.com. Please subscribe to your benefit. Not to me. It's all the work that's done. And I mean, there's a lot of work done behind the scenes to get SolveChurchProblems.com to where it is right now to be of help to you. And it's a lot of work. But please take advantage of it. Go and subscribe. You'll love it. There's so many things there that you'll be able to see. Daily ministry ideas, daily quotes. They laugh at me about MEMS, M-E-M-E. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But I like having a picture and having the quote on the bottom. I like that. I've always liked that, and learning to do it a little bit myself. And you'll have a weekly article. You'll have sermons from 1980, from the very first days in Texas. It's interesting, and you'll love that and all the little tips that we'll give you. Ministry Moments. God bless you. And then don't forget about ibaptistcollege.org. ibaptistcollege.org. Go there, subscribe. And get or enroll in Independent Baptist Online College. Please enroll. You've got to finish. You've started. You're going to hate yourself if you don't. It's going to bother you till the day you die. Let us take your transcripts and show you how you can finish. The reason we started Independent Baptist Online College was because I ran across so many as I traveled. I've been traveling for 48 years, and I meet young men who went off to Bible college, came back, got married, had kids, things happened, but they cried. They said, I know God still has not changed his mind about putting me in the ministry. So the whole idea was to help them. And we have a veteran faculty, Dr. Wendell Evans, Dr. Tom Wallace, 86, I think 87 years of age. Wow, what a great man. Dr. Les Hobbins, Dr. Buchanan, who's in heaven now. His classes are available. And veteran faculty, no less than 20 years of ministry experience. So ibaptistcollege.org. Hope you'll take a look at it and be back with us. Ministry Moments every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time. You'll not be sorry. It'll be a blessing and a help to you.